Hey guys, Dale here, back with some more RimWorld, and we have an indexing event. So Lathe, undergoing an indexing malfunction, it will study another drone or another colonist if drones are not present and will code a special schematic onto a drone core. After the malfunction passes, a drone core will be produced and be decoded to permanently unlock a new drone type. This has occurred because Lathe is programmed to undergo indexing malfunctions from time to time. It doesn't sound like a malfunction. Indexing malfunction. It sounds like he's undergoing like an indexing protocol or an indexing, algorithm. Like something, not a malfunction. But so he has decided to lock on to Cheddar. Since we don't have any drones here, he'll produce a core. I've been just kind of like periodically checking the stockpile to see if cores will show up. I didn't realize that it was like associated with an event. So here we go. I did take a look at like the drones that we don't have blueprints for, and none of them are super exciting. So I'm not like super sold on this mod. I thought it was going to be a lot more interesting. I thought it would be like, on par with or better than just kind of like the types of work and ways to control mechanoids. But, it's a little bit of flavor, not for me going forward. Cheddar and Magnus did get together recently, which is interesting. Magnus, you're 28, Cheddar is 17. That's kind of sketchy, dude, but it is RimWorld, so that's what we got going on. I did release a small update yesterday, mostly targeting some bug fixes, and, with me transporting stuff back and forth between these two colonies constantly, I decided to implement a new gizmo, transfer resources. So you can transfer colonists with this. So we have to select a destination. This is strictly transporter room to transporter room destination. So we're going to choose Armstrong Station. Has 12 pads available between the two transporter rooms. And we are going to send some steel up there. And you can see we don't actually need to select any colonists, but we could. If we selected colonists, they would just go to the pad and then they would transport out as soon as everyone arrived at the pad. Since we aren't selecting any colonists, the transport just happens right away. You can see we have started moving out of the expedition station and into Armstrong Station. We got rid of all of our oxygen plants, oxyalgae plants or whatever, so we're not actually growing or producing any oxygen. We do have a ton of select that. We have I didn't realize I put 20 down, but looking at it, I knew that I put a lot down. We're good on oxygen, and it's flowing through even without vents. I guess there's just enough traffic going through this hallway that it's providing enough oxygen for this space up here. I am a little concerned though, because I see our incident control beacon doesn't have power. Why is that? Let's take a look at power. Is there like a power cable missing somewhere? Power needed, incidents. It should need a lot more power than that. Okay, power. Okay, maybe it was just like all getting set up from the game start or whatever. We can turn this off. We have made a lot of progress over here on the Shangri-La class that we're building. I decided to swap out to a Graph Hog engine just so that we could like get these positioned in better spots, the amplifiers. So the amplifiers are doing some work, providing some good coverage for the nacelles, as well as the entire saucer section for the ship. We do have a couple of these guys, just 2 grav field extenders, just to kind of get like the last little bit of the nacelles. You can see that we are 2134 out of 1980 cells, so we're over by like 150-ish cells. We built all our thrusters, so they've given us all the extra space that we're gonna get. So I think we just need 2 more grav field extenders. right? Where should we put those? Let's take a look here. Actually, we're putting one there, one there. We don't need this one. And we don't need this one. Okay. Well, that is good. Power-wise, you know, during the day, we are producing tons of power. We're producing enough power to produce like 300-ish plasma per day. But at night, once all the solar goes away, we are dipping into our batteries. So like right now, we're probably not... Oh, actually, we are producing plasma already. We just started producing plasma at 6 o'clock in the morning. So we have to fill our batteries before we start producing plasma. So I think what I'm going to do here is we'll probably just make this kind of like an engine room, just like reactors and stuff, and try and get it so that we aren't having as big of like a power gap at night. I have decided to build more kind of just like infrastructure here. So if we do start collecting oxygen, we'll have places to store it. I would like to start producing astrofuel up here, but we need to deliver a bunch of chem fuels. So we have reorganized the Zenith, and we are currently working on getting it filled with chem fuel. So we'll get that delivery up there. I think that also means that we need to go ahead and do some more stuff. So chem fuel tanks. Where do we want to put these guys? We could just put them... Feels weird, like sticking them in front of the windows. Like that's going to be your view, is like just some chem fuel tanks. I guess we could stick them out this way, or just have like a little chem fuel drop-off location. Maybe that's what we reorganized this into, right? Like we put a couple more reactors down, we do some chem fuel storage in here. Maybe eventually we move our astrofuel synthesizing out this way, and then it makes more sense that like all these are there. But I want to be able to like refuel ships, and I want to be able to have ships dump off chem fuel. So we'll get all that sorted out. Other than that, I don't think we have any like interesting quests going on right now. We have some toxolopes we could take care of, or some stuff that we don't really want or need, so I'm not going to worry about that. We could take a paid EMI field, but none of these rewards are really worth it, so I think we will just kind of like continue gathering resources, hopefully get some good progress on this build, and then see if Randy gives us anything interesting to do. Well, I don't know what Jimothy and Via just did, or where they did it, but I just got a notification that Vea is pregnant, and so Jimothy survived. I don't think that's always gonna be the case. Got some lovin', you guys. I'm terrified. I'm terrified. I'm glad that they can find ways to be together, and oh my god, you're gonna have a very attractive, big-eared, natural biotic. Oh my god, can you imagine Vea with Jimothy's ears? That is like what's gonna happen. Ship's being built. It looks like they decided to celebrate first contact day on the ship, and it was a pretty good one, so that's nice. Weekly, I would like you to connect power up though. We do have a fusion reactor. It's not running though because it is outside and it needs to be inside and cooled, so we're gonna put some air conditioning units here. I think once we get all of these blueprints done, then I will just like sweep across it with some flooring, but the bridge is looking pretty good. Have like the captain and first officer's room. We'll have a couple barracks, transporter room, maybe a sick bay. And then the corridor is all open up to kind of like this big recreation dining room. So hopefully that works out for us. Let me grab power conduit. Okay, you're connected to that. Like the original plans had a wall going here, so my power conduit's like a little janky, but it's fine. It's nothing that we have to worry about fixing. We do have like some little hidden spots here, so I'm thinking that we'll put like our vanometric and unstable power supplies and all that fun stuff in here. We'll see what we can kind of like sneak in. Realized I did not plan for any oxygen tanks, so we're getting a couple of those in. We'll still have 4 large astrofuel tanks, so plenty of space. And then I haven't decided if I want to stick like a super large shuttle in here or a smaller shuttle. I think I want to go with the really big shuttle. And we need to figure out storage space. So I'm thinking we'll do like some storage here and here and some storage in these areas. I might cut down on the number of EPS units and stick some storage in there as well, just because we're super light on storage. That being said, we're not like long-term living in the ship. We have like a couple different maps where we are a bit more comfortable, so I don't think we need to like solution for storage too much. Well, we've got another battlefield situation. I have most folks up on the ship. Or, well, up in space working on the ship. We've gotten a lot of progress done. Let's go ahead and get some people home. Transfer resources. Not going to let us take everyone, which is fine because we do not need to bring the child. Okay, Outpost. Transporter room 1, 12. Let's go ahead and hit accept. Oh, and so they're gonna like all gather on the pads and whatnot, and then they'll be down there. We are flicking all of our switches, so we'll see how this goes. We do still have some like infrastructure. We have even more infrastructure outdoors. This could be kind of messy. Are you on it? You're on it. Grab those and those since you're right there. Okay. Oh, trade. There's a trade ship nearby and we're low on silver, so I did want to take this opportunity to do this. Let's go ahead and give them some of this stuff that's not actually costing us materials. EPS relays. We have a crazy amount of plasteel. We could give you some of that. Actually, we'll hold off and see if you'll take other things before we do that. I want to keep those masterwork weapons. Okay, so maybe it is just the plasteel. We don't need that. And yeah. Steel? Uranium? That's good. Okay, that's the gold that I've been looking for. It's been forbidden. Okay. Everyone else is restricted to inside. These guys are attacking our defensive outpost. Our shields didn't like come online yet. So we lost a bunch of turrets here. Oh, maybe our shields did come online, but it looked like they had EMP. That might have been what the issue was. Okay. Oh man, that defensive pod is getting torn up. Oh, and everyone's here. Let's go ahead and restrict you guys to outpost for now. How many people is this? This is 24 people. We don't have that many transporter pads. So let's go with our best shots. Maybe 18. Perfect. Let's do this and this. And let's pop in and flank them. Oh, they all have like snipers. I think they might have some like rocket launchers as well. The Mass Effect rocket launchers can be used like multiple times. They're not like as devastating as like a Doomsday, but they're like completely reusable. Okay, Hunler. Hunler didn't make it inside. Okay, that's fine. We can take care of that. We will go down to biotech. There we are, and we'll put up a large mech gestator. Okay, orders wise, let's go ahead and unforbid all the things. Let's say you guys are free to go. You guys can go back to drilling. You guys are free to go. And I guess it was like a Drell versus Drell army. Okay, so charges 2 of 20. This map we have 42 charges. Transferring, so anytime you beam pawns from one transporter room to another, it's free. So transfer resources is always free on charges. Let's send our Odyssey Expedition folks back up. That is good. And then maybe our Mass Effect folks, you guys can go back up. Let's not send Oaken. What do we want to send up with you guys? We want to send steel. Whatever steel we have, not very much. And Gravlight panels. Armstrong Station. They will gather, and then we'll have our Starfleet crew just kind of like clean up, repair, construct, resurrect mechanoids and stuff. What is going on here? You guys just social fighting? I hope you're just social fighting. Yeah, okay. It was like, I don't think an enemy got into our base. Okay. Oh no, we left James alone on the spaceship. We are in the process of just equipping some weapons on this guy. So we've got 1, 2, 3 on this side, plus another one down there. So that's 8, 9. And then we did a couple of the big cannons right off the bridge. We have a transporter room. We have barracks. We have some ship-assigned beds to our Starfleet crew. A little sick bay with a little therapy couch. What else is going on? We started putting in agri-cells so that we could do some algae plants. We have this oxygen reclaimer, and then we have the little algae oxygenator right there. Haven't started filling up on this, but we have started turning wood into chem fuel and turning that into astro fuel. I think we're probably pretty good on this. We might fly this ship up into space so that we can unload all this chem fuel. Oh, we are low on some of this stuff. Let's go ahead and turn these guys back off. Are we out? Okay, we need to build another one of these guys, so I guess we'll do that right there. And get that going. I didn't imagine that we would like burn through all of our deep chem, but here we are. Tape network, deep chem. We can just connect you down here. Power. This guy. Okay. Yeah, so if we want to take off, we can just activate engines. And wait for our Mass Effect folks to like get out of here, because I'm not quite sure what would happen if we like launched the grav ship in the middle of like us trying to get people beamed away. I think Vey is probably the last one. There we go. Game is rendering image, so it froze for a little bit. Launch. Not connected to a grav engine. You are connected to a grav engine. Deactivate. Reactivate. As we move that. Okay. So we need to deconstruct that. We need to move this up, and then we need to rebuild that here. So I'm just going to put a blueprint right there. for the moment, once we get the ship organized, we will fly it up into space. We'll empty these fuel tanks. We're also going to empty the giant astro fuel tanks, and that should go directly to this ship. The chem fuel, we have like a little chem fuel field out here, so that'll empty into that. We're all connected up. And then once these tanks are good to go, I would like to take this ship on a mission and try it out. So there are a few things that we can do. We have a couple of grav cores that are sitting out there, and then we also have some quests for our next relic. Okay, the Zenith is coming in for a landing. Let's move landing zone here. Burn. And I think we can actually shut these off for now. We'll turn them on if we're ever disconnected from a building. Let's transfer those. Let's transfer these. That should be... yeah, that's going up. And then these should start filling as well. Oh, are we connected? Safe network. Oh, we are not connected. Let's just go ahead and do that right there. Looks like we need some steel, so let's transfer resources. Steel, don't have that much, but it should be enough. Okay, once this is all emptied out, then we'll bring it back, and then maybe we'll take this one out for a spin. I was trying to figure out why they wouldn't plant the oxyalgae, and it's because we were still a vacuum in here. So even though the temperature was good, I just tore down these doors. It was just like, I can't make it not a vacuum unless I can get some like oxygen like going, right? And so I need the oxyalgae for that. But we just like ripped these doors down and just vented station oxygen into the ship, and it is doing pretty good. I'll make sure that the ship is like fully green, and then we'll put those doors back up. Okay, we are calling the ship the Lodestar, so just kind of like a guiding star for our Starfleet crew. And we are taking our Maiden voyage. We're going to go hit up one of those, well, an ancient complex to get some information about our next relic. And this is a very full bridge. It's pretty cool that they've like taken up a bunch of different seats. I feel like I should put a couple seats right there. Let's go ahead and hit OK. And watch it take off for the very first time. I am very excited to have that ship done. One more ship to go. 2 more relics, and we're in progress on one. Oh, the Grav Hulk has a different icon. That's pretty cool. And we are coming in for a landing. These fusion reactors, I'm a little hesitant about. They generate a lot of heat, I think. What is our temperature? Temperature is fine. We're almost maxed out on heat sinks. I think we could put 2 more of the smaller ones in. I'm just not sure where I'd put them. I feel like this arrangement where they're like glowing at the front of the nacelles, where the SARD collectors would be, is pretty cool because it makes it a little bit more red. And then this back end where more like impulse reactors would be, also kind of glowing red. Let's grab you guys. Let's find a door. Head that way. Power-wise, we are overproducing 8,000, so we could get rid of one of these and maybe replace it with like a couple of the GravCore power cells. Might think about doing that, and then we just have like 2 of these guys in here. We put them in this way. No, that would probably block some things, and it would give us some space for storage. So we'll have to see what other like power solutions we might come with. Viren, I'm not sure why You weren't coming with us, but Magnus, let's go ahead and pop in. There's our first thing. This needs to be deconstructed, and I think Viren is probably like our best at that. Schedule. You guys are unrestricted. If we'll have you prioritize hacking that. And Magnus, why don't you just like take a peek? Okay, hallway. I would like to get an exit plan if needed. We're going to go ahead and claim these doors as well to make it a little rough for intruders. Okay. Why don't you actually go there, 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 there. Okay. Let's see, Gilbert, you can take that one. Dale, you can take this one. Crimson, why don't you open some of these things that we're finding? Magnus, if you peek in there, and then we'll have you come this way. Ooh, okay. We have one in there, so we're gonna have to go there eventually. But we'll see how many we can take care of before we do other stuff. You are refueling the fusion reactor. Why don't you come hang out with us while we do some things, my dude? Okay, Oaken, why don't you take that one on? Tella, we'll just have you come that way. Package survival meals so far. Crimson, you can open up that guy. Tella, let's not have you do that just yet. Some Phoenix armor, that's pretty cool. Okay, and then we have this down here. More packaged survival meals. So how many do we have here? We have 5. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that. And then this looks messy. Luciferian, okay. Ella and Crimson, why don't you guys pop out this way? Actually, Crimson, open that guy and then pop out this way. Okay, Dale, first one done. Gilbert also done. Dale, go ahead and do that. Ella, you can go ahead and do that. This way. Okay, how do we want to have these guys lined up? Let's have you right there, you right there. Okay, you go ahead and okay. Oh, ow. Oh, that thing like went down so fast. Okay, you guys are free to go. Let's have Viren just like pop these guys open. And Magnus, why don't you go ahead and pick out all of these things, because I think they'll hatch into like little guys. More meals, more Luciferium. We like don't have anything to research, so we're just researching whatever is left over. You are free to go as well. They'll get this one and in the morning. And then I'm just curious about like what beds people are taking. So Dale and Protein are in a relationship, so I've set this bed for them. If has kind of been our first officer, so I set that bed for him. And then I'm not sure if I got everyone on beds. We do have a protein synthesizer here. And we have a bunch of chairs. I like these couches. I like the style. What is the style? The Greek core style of the couches. So I just set a bunch of those up. It kind of makes it look like a bunch of booths around this like recreation area. Okay, we are quest complete. I think we're gonna head back to our outpost here. We should take these craft cores. So why don't we head here, confirm that, and we'll pick up on getting some more craft cores tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out, you guys, as always. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.